I'm watching a clip of H.L. Hunt, which is Harrison Lafayette Hunt Jr. That's the one who was a rich billionaire, right wing supporter. He was from Illinois, but he lived in Texas. And I want folks to say everybody, East Texas is very racist. I started seeing connections. He supplied the money in the jobs down in East Texas with the oil business. He made money in the oil business. The reason why he was a billionaire, right? Okay. Now I'm watching a clip of this, and I put the link on the bottom. And prior to the end of the video, it's a white woman with brown hair, and she, even though this is back in 1960s, and he died at 74, probably the early, around before Kennedy had died in the early 60s. This white woman sounds just like Tomi Lahren. Lahren, whatever her name is. She sounds just. This is back in the 60s, y'all, or 70s, before Tana Lahren was born. Tana Lahren was born in 1992 when I was in middle school or something like that. And she had Leo, just like me. That's why we are very outspoken people, because I'm August Leo, so she is. But the point is, we have more than mouths. Yeah, we're leaders. We in charge. Okay. So H.L. Hunt it's right. It's like before they was having dinner and they had a sister, a camera skin sister being a maid, looking like Aunt Jemima. I'm sorry, no offense. Maybe she had to make some money, but it was embarrassing to see that. But I know back in them old days, just no offense if she's still living and it's her family people, then maybe she relate to me or something. But I feel sorry to see that. Okay, I ain't like that. But anyway, as I'm watching this, as he says, he's a big supporter. And folks understand, I noticed it's evangelical, prior to evangelical college, he supported. He was a Baptist. And he was anti-Catholic. Besides racist, he was also anti-Catholic. You know what I'm saying? So, he called us leftists and communists, us liberals. This is the reason why Texas was also conservative. Besides the history of Texas being stolen from Afro mixed, mixed Catholic Mexico, and become a slave state through Anglo presence, racist Anglo presence of slave masters like Sam Houston and Austin and all the rest of them, and the coons and the coconuts who were defending on their side. Okay, and not only that, then you had the last state that was still practicing slavery after the Emancipation Proclamation was written. 3 years later, we celebrate Juneteenth. So in Dallas, where Kennedy was killed, which makes a lot of sense why Kennedy was killed in Dallas. Okay, now Kennedy supported integration. His wife, and I gave the link when I was talking about the two white women that was beefing with the minority Trump supporter and the Uber driver. I think she was Caucasian woman. Probably is. I gave her a link of what's her name, Kennedy, Jacqueline Kennedy not being pure white, and also dad was called Black Jack. Yeah, so he was darker. Yeah, that's the African DNA in him. Okay, um, the PBS Frontline talked about the article of Jack and Kennedy being part of that way before Michelle Obama came in. Okay, so anyway, so his wife was part black when she was passing. She said her African DNA was Jewish, and but he supported. I guess I'm gonna make assumptions on my end. I think that Kennedy kind of felt like you don't have to pass this white, for me. Okay, I love you who you are. And even though our children, shout out to John John, God rest his soul, is one of my role models, and he's a high yellow brother, okay? John John was rich and wealthy as well. I think John John was alive. He probably beat Trump 2 years ago, not Hillary, because I can't stand Hillary either. But yeah, so by them both being both Catholic, they were for interracial equality and racial equality, and that's the reason why. And when he was in Dallas, remember Erica Badu did a video window seat, okay, when she did the video of his where he was shot, they had set him up to get killed. And I'm going to sit here and mention something else while I'm looking at this. Everybody keep bringing up the integration. It's a mistake. Blah 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 blah. Both African community, okay, who are black nationalists. I'm not a black nationalist. I'm an integration. I'm also multiracial. I'm not pure African descent. Mixed with African American, French, Spanish, Creole, English. I do not follow the one drop rule. I'm very against both the white separatists and the black so-called simply known as a pure black. And I don't like Farrakhan, like no Garvey, whatever. But they keep bringing up the fact that misinterpretate Martin King saying that he brought his people in the burning house. Well, I'm going to expose what the burning house was. Remember, LBJ signed the Civil Rights Bill, okay? Well, LBJ is a woman in that Wikipedia article about H.L. Hunt. She said she was there. Nixon was there and LBJ was there. Nixon was Republican, LBJ was the Democrat. And he said those GED, use God name in vain about the Kennedys. They're not gonna embarrass me again. He was behind the murder, besides H.L. Hunt, of killing Kennedy. Now, when he signed the Civil Rights Bill, here's my speculation. Yeah, it was a good thing to have integration so everybody can be treated with equal opportunity, whatever all races treat as human beings. However, I bet you he was conspiring white surrogations pretending to be liberals and openly conservative who are racist was to start some mess. For example, you had African Americans in schools that was freshly built and established in white schools that were old. They got closed down and they were sent to white schools. It was fighting and bustings and all other stuff going on. And it wasn't just only in the 60s. So I was cooking, y'all. Hold on. This whole stupid thing is in my nerves. Hold on. Can I eject off of my computer? I'm charging my phone. So, yeah. So a lot of folks not understand it. So stupid. I get tired living in the ghetto. Because I already cooked it, and it's no fire. Okay. Shut up! Shut the hell up. The phone, there we go. Okay, can we eject, please? Cállate. Okay, the phone not on there? Good. Cause okay. Oh, it's not connected to that. Okay, good, it's not connected. Okay, good. Cause I'm messing my battery. I'm messing my iPhone. Yeah. Shut up! Good damn pancakes. No, I ain't cooking on Aunt Jemima. I ain't cooking on Aunt Jemima, y'all. I cook Mabel and Aldi's. You don't got a sister picture on there, so I ain't get it. Shut up! Dang. Shut up. Okay. Yeah, clean the skillet again. Clean the skillet keeps causing every time I make eggs and pancakes. Shit. It's on my damn nerves. I need a fan up in here. Anyway, as I was saying, okay. So, point is, so going back and saying is that this is my speculation about because LBJ was behind and he said racist stuff too about the use of the word negress. Yes, sure did. Just like Nixon was saying the word black bastards. Okay, so behind this situation, y'all, what's going on when he allowed immigration to be legalized? I believe he conspired to cause drama. You know how a person do something good, but they have a bad agenda behind it. So that's for LBJ. I think that Martin King was not against immigration because he had a poor people's march with poor white people, Latinos, both Mexican, Puerto Rican, African American, and American, to be this march before he was killed. He was trying to talk to Cesar Chavez to get them together, you know what I'm saying? So they can do this thing. And fighting Vietnam and stuff like that, and that's why I heard LBJ didn't like that. It's like the children of Dr. King said that white men did not kill the one that was in jail, did not was in prison on his murder, did not kill him. He was killed by the folks in the government, and I do believe that. I actually do believe that. I really do believe that he was killed within the government. Not Mr. Ray, whatever his name is. Okay, but I don't think that was him. I think he was just used as a guinea pig to lie, for us to lie on him to say that he did, so they can for the killers of Martin King. Because folks understand that H.L. Hunt. You look at this. H.L. Hunt was connected with BJ, and so was Nixon. H.L. Hunt was a right wing supporter. H.L. Hunt did the same thing like Fox News. And that white woman in that clip remind me of Tomi Lahren. She does. She remind me of her. She talked just like Tomi Lahren, even though Tomi was not even born. Okay, so but going back to the situation with anybody who's in these black nationalists on YouTube, I'm gonna say one particular one, who keep talking about that integration was a bad thing. No, they know the agenda behind it. LBJ made it a bad thing once he signed it. He was conspiring to cause drama. Okay, cause drama to the community with integration, because it was supposed to be something but beautiful, not something ugly. A person that wants you know, saying did he tell to get something out of it, and so in Nixon, then he became president. Is that right? After Nixon, okay, Nixon. And Nixon's we probably got abortion, and everybody keep talking about you're a Democrat, you're for abortion. No, excuse me, Nixon was Republican. He was for. He the one who said give them black bastards. This is the reason why. So if Nixon and LBJ, who two different political parties, that's why I say you got white liberals who are not true liberals, not all white liberals, not the ones who are undercover racists. Okay, and I know if you speak the truth, you see the devil sometimes. So since, for example, if I go to a white liberal that's pretending to be not racist, who is not a liberal, but just being to get some money and benefits from it, and trying to act look good, and hear hypocritical, be in his message or her message. All I gotta say, I'm mixed with black, white, Native American, Hispanic. I consider myself mixed, and the truth will come out how he feel about me, because the one drop rule was used the black part of my ancestry to put me on the law, the common denominator of the United States society. Okay, so if he was a true liberal, he would say, "Oh yeah, you are mixed with black, white, Native American, because that's your background. So you have your family tree. It wouldn't consider be no matter what you look like. That's an educated reason to say that, right? But if you can go down with the ignorance and know that the history behind it was a racist ideology, then you know that you not to support racism but don't want to admit it. You'll fool anybody who go along with the one drop rule. You can fool me. Okay? So that's how I know these people are not truly liberal. LBJ wasn't either. If you're saying all this race stuff behind because it's not the civil rights bill, doesn't matter. He behind that he had an agenda to stop that. It makes sense. So going back to H.L. Hunt, this was the head contributor of the Nation of Islam. Okay? Nation Islam was not for our freedom. Just like Jimmy Taylor, the white racist man that went to Uganda and said you hate yourself and beating them Africans up and calling them on top of niggers. When they say hate yourself, you're not what I assume you to be. That's what they're saying. But I'm going to mess with your brain and make you to what I perceive you as. And if it's perceived as inferior, you're going to live that complex with God. You like it or not. You step out of it, then you hate yourself. That's what they're saying. Okay? So, a lot of people ain't looking at that. So, if you, and this one drop rule was no longer a law in 1967, nobody broadcasted on media and newspapers that this rule at the Love versus Virginia case allowed interracial marriage to be legalized all across the 50 states. Okay, listen to this, y'all. So that I see why black nationalism, Nation Islam, and some people, other Panthers, not all Panthers were before black nationalism or separatism, yet those who had white people and other races in the Black Panther is those who took over it, made to convert to a black nationalist ideology and Garveyism, okay? Because Garveyism was not for us. W. Du Bois said that, okay? He was right. Garvey was an enemy. Garvey had friends who was claimed. You read this man, this is no joke. Okay? So that's why I'm gonna support Garvey. I call me and said I laugh because you're setting your own self out, okay? So when you look at this situation, you have white people believe in Garveyism, but yet he's racist to you. Well, why do you believe it? No, you use his ideology to keep me in control, like you did back in slavery days. You using one drop ism, you tell me what I cannot marry, can relegate my life, police in my life outside of the law to tell me how to live my life. That's what you're trying to do. So it makes sense when LBJ signed the Civil Rights Bill, his agenda was to destroy the meaning of integration that Martin King was trying to put. Okay, so if he's friends with H.L. Hunt, H.L. Hunt gives money to the Nation Islam to harass us, mistreat us, tell what we can't do, act like a bunch of busybodies with African DNA, dark or light, whatever, and have folks who believe that mess with not in it, trying to pass on that type of belief system. And that was the idea. The book to the black man was not a book of liberation. It was a book of being controlled by others in society, any interracial society. That's all it is, which makes a lot of sense. So if I let these people be free, BJ Pipe was saying, I'm going to have to find a social slavery to keep them under control so they will not cross the true line on economic wealth and freedom. And that's exactly what they were trying to do. That's why they killed Kennedy. Kennedy was trying to liberate the community. His wife was part black down the family tree, and don't look like a black woman, but she had black DNA in her. I bet he felt guilty that why my wife got a pass. I'm not the guy from the Imitation Life, Troy Donahue's character. You know what I'm saying? The text Sarah Jane. You don't have to act like Sarah Jane, Jacqueline. You be beautiful. You black and white and both. And we gonna make an integrated society. We both have the true religion, because I'm not pricing y'all, no offense. And we're going to bring the truth come in. We're not going to force people. We're going to force them by authority. It's by choice. Because like I said, I became Catholic by choice. Nobody coming knocking my door asking to become Catholic, okay? I'm an ex-Baptist, okay? Unlike this man with religion, H.L. Hunt, who's a Baptist, so was LBJ was too. And I can tell people, the Southern, yeah, Martin King was a Baptist, but he was also a moderate. He was a liberal. He wasn't a conservative Baptist. No, he wasn't. He wasn't conservative Baptist. A lot young folks understand different levels in the interpretation of their word, of the word, still God's word. So okay, so point is, but many are people who, and I'm not saying all, who belong to evangelical Protestant churches. Okay, in the African community, do you see why that some of y'all have pastors living way better than you, but you still live in the hood and drive a nice and drive a hoopty or ride a bus? That mentality. Remember, and my dad was telling me about just like what happened at Turner. The slave master will get the pastors to pacify the slaves from come out of free. That's why. So no wonder people keep throwing Bible verses, knowing that the Bible says the first don't like to be corrected. You earn insult trying to correct them, right? In Proverbs 9:7, I think Proverbs 13 talk about too. Don't you correct a fool or a skull, so you see you get hurt. Whatever. I am that person in the Bible, so don't you can't correct me. Okay, I prefer God to correct me in what St. Paul said, reading from our book Isaiah and Romans. But I find what those seasons ask me, and I don't corrupt human. Okay, because I don't trust on human being. Okay, human being has to be, still be trustworthy, is what St. Paul said in Corinthians uh 4:2. Okay, so point is, see, H.L. Hunt did use religion behind his hate. Okay, let me say it again. He contributed to the evangelical Bible College in Dallas. It's not Trinity, it's the other one. Okay, as I read on Wikipedia. He also had, he was very um, into his Protestant Baptist, Southern Baptist faith. And for folks do not know the history behind the Southern Baptist Convention, the American Baptists of North was against slavery. Okay, this would also spark the Civil War. Okay, not only because people saw, because Harry Beach stole and they saw the humanity. No, you had the Quakers, you had also Catholics, you had other religions who saw this as humane evil in America. Okay, the American Baptist Church believed slavery is evil. It was not of God. The Southern Baptists thought that because Paul mentioned slavery whatever, all they forgot Galatians chapter 5 when Paul said don't yoke slavery. Okay, thank you. Okay, I forgot the prince of Egypt talking about Moses. Okay, I forgot all about those verses. They misinterpreted it. So they thought that slavery was just in God's eyes. That's why they interpretate the Bible to keep African folks, African people mixed in pure in slavery. When what's her name, Grandma Moses, which is Harriet Tubman, when she skipped the Pauline verses and focused on the Old Testament, that she did her own interpretation, but it did work. She came out. She was trying to get those slaves out the plantation because the everybody would not leave because slave master indoctrinated the slaves that if they leave the plantation, aka God was going to kill them, God was going to punish them, or they would do it. They felt that you read Reverend Charles Cocott Jones and Samuel Cartwright and Willie Lynch. These white race men felt that it was God's duty to practice slavery. They would get money from it because it didn't work. The slaves did, and they made free labor, okay, forced free labor, and made the country rich. And they were going to make because of the slaves, the army to keep, so they didn't believe in Christianity coming from Africa. They're going to make their own version of Christianity will keep them in slavery. And many of our elders in our communities are teaching their children this, okay? That's why me and my grandparents, well, my grandfather was announcing. My grandma, again, she has a slave indoctrinated interpretation of the Bible, which it makes a lot of sense, okay? So, point is, that's the whole reason why that religion was very extreme in the African American community. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you had pastors that found, and also priests of the Catholic who rebelled against this, okay? But it was the only way to get them was to bring up God and religion. That's why after integration, you had Jim Jones get a bunch of African people in the community to get drink that purple Kool-Aid down South America. See, I always went against my grandmother's beliefs. I looked at her attitude. I looked at her words. I looked at her attitude, how demonic it was. And I'm glad I used my inner self, my intuition that God gave me, my 2 cents. And what happened is when I would see a person act a fool, act out of line talking about God, they didn't even admit they was wrong. There was something wrong with that picture. Because I know if I act that way, you automatically try to rebuke me, right? Okay. Well, that means that you are using the Bible to control, dominate, act like the extra fist in the third John talks about in scriptures, or act like the benefactors in Gentiles, King Gentiles, or the scribes of trying to control, or the 34 of Ezekiel trying to be abusive prophet that God got upset about. Because most forget about the other verse that actually God was against people abusing his people, okay? In the cloth. Now, how about abusing the people who were the cloth? The cloth abusing the people, okay? Like in 34 Ezekiel. So the whole reason why that me and our elders sometimes suppress their own freedom fight mentality and go on white supremacy, and this is in the South. That's why I don't like living in the South. Because while you fight white supremacy, racism, you got folks involved in would be Africans and Hispanic, especially those older crowd who got abused, mistreated for being a freedom fighter, and felt like Miss Sophie in the movie Color Purple when she had the white man beat her. She softened her heart. She said, "No, Miss Celie." You get what I'm saying? So you get my point. But she was tough then. So point is, you gotta get my point. I'm not saying go out act a fool, but this is the reason why our children and our grandchildren, our younger people are not fighting for their rights, and you see the slave mentality on the internet. But going back to H.L. Hunt, this man gave money to the Ku Klux Klan and to Nation Islam. And when Malcolm X revealed that the Nation Islam was packed together, of course, it wasn't for our freedom. You have someone with one job, black DNA, trying to tell you, hate yourself, you try to be free, that's your mania the mess. Okay, the same Cal right talking about. You have a white man doing it. So you got all these folks in your business acting like business bodies that St. Paul, St. Peter talking about, okay, acting like not being Thessalonians, mind your business, and they're trying to be in your business, trying to act like they're a secondary God on earth, telling you who the man, who they, what the way, and all other stuff. This is the real reason why that's going on. Okay, understand that in our community, we supposed to be free. That mess should not be going on, right? Okay, so they determine your freedom, which is not freedom at all, and it's someone else's determine, right? So that's the whole reason why H.L. Hunt has been talked about on my channel. That was the head contributor to the Nation Islam. Besides the bean pies and the Final Call newspapers, he was trying to stop the Africans who were trying to be free. Okay? And when the white man tried to help our people, talking about Kennedy, they killed him. See how this is why white people sometimes be racist? No, for real. This is why some white people refuse to speak on our issues and other people of color. Because they know they do. Remember, first I'm saying the carpetbaggers from up north and the scalawags of the south, who was a freedom fighters going against slavery and racism, the anti-black racism, and any of that, they was terrorized by white racist people. They was also lynched. Okay? Do you get my point? It's no different than the white man in the movie Roots when these were after Kunta Kinte had died. So it was Kizzy and and Kizzy and what's his name and Chicken George. Remember, the white man was all dancing until he had to act like a racist and call them the N word so the white folks would not persecute him. That's what these white folks are also doing as well. Scared they don't want to step in because they're afraid that they're going to lose their life and lose money too, especially if they're giving money from these white supremacists. Okay, remember Tomi Lahren? I look at shut up. This so stupid damn thing. Shut the hell up. Oh, Lord. After you cook some pancakes and eggs and the smoke is gone, they know fire is gone. Oh, Jesus. God damn. Let me turn the heat off what it is. Stop. 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 That's what it is. It's getting warm. I got the heater on. That's the reason why. Okay. Because it is getting warm. Bipolar weather in Houston. Trust me. At first it was cold. Now it's hot. I guess I with my shorts on today. Cause I was all covered up yesterday. Oh Jesus! Y'all hear that thing? The thing that's like the smoke in the kitchen when you cooking. I turn it off till they ain't stopping. Oh, so anyway, like I was saying, y'all, you get my point. That's the reason why, and they use religion behind it to fool people. And many of our people, African descent, do not have a gift of discernment. One thing that slave masters did was to mess with their heart and soul and the slaves. And they told them that questioning things will be questioning God, which is actually untrue. The Bible, St. Paul says in the scriptures, in Thessalonians, I'm going to testify, I'm thinking, I got to go back and read it in scripture. It said, test everything whole was good. So many of our people in our community, our elders, our parents, do not test everything about what they believe in, where it came from. Okay? They understand that it's not Christianity is bad, it's a false version of it. And the white supremacists back in the day, our other ancestor gave us a false interpretation of that word. Okay? We, our children, our grandchildren, our elders, beat us, mistreat us, treat like trash, and that's why we have mental issues and even try to act like mental issues are no longer exist. See, they forget that St. Paul said in Galatians chapter 3:21 that fathers have provoking children anger, they become discouraged. So if you're beating your kids and mistreating, they become. That's why I have mental issues. Right when I beat my children, they misinterpret fathers. Okay, so about spare roar when actually it means to guide the sheep. Okay, but they gave a false interpretation of it, and I we did it because they felt that me, anybody African descent was less human. A lot of folks don't understand. Yeah, they beat the children in their culture, but it wasn't severe as much compared to the slaves got. Okay, so you get my point. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of folks don't understand that the why we're in today is why I'm very historical. What happened in the past will affect the future. Okay, understand the reason why I'm always big on history, culture. What happened in the past will affect the future. Let me say it again. What happened in the past will affect the future, the present, today. So, real I'm digging all this information. You'll never chop a tree from the branch or the limb. You always chop a tree from the bunk to get to the roots to stop it from growing. And that's what I do, okay, on my channel. So H.L. Hunt, who got Kennedy killed, that white woman that was in that article said that LBJ and Nixon was there. So they were working together during the 1967. That means when he won presidency after Kennedy got killed, he allowed immigration to be legalized, but he had an agenda behind it to cause drama to the point that Martin King said we done burn the house. Then after he left, then Nixon come in, and everybody acting said, "Oh, he was a good president." No, he was not. He was a wolf in sheep clothing, because when he allowed what's it called abortion, he was Republican, not Democrat. He said, "I want to get rid of those black bastards." The reason why that abortion is legalized is because of that. That's why I'm a pro-life liberal. The first feminist was not for Margaret Sanger. Margaret Sanger was eugenist. Okay, she was a eugenist. She had learned her ideology from Nazi Germany, along with those in the Ku Klux Klan. She had to meet with them. Okay, she went to the African community that's Protestant and told those pastors if they say anything object to your interpretation to rebuke him. That's what you get my point. Here we go. So that's why you have that, okay? But see, Richard Nixon, as a Republican, knew that abortion would be targeted in the urban areas, African and Hispanic communities, to lower the birth population. Why we have the wall situation. The wall is not about illegal immigration. This is about race and birth rate of a race. They know Latinos are a mixed race community, a mixed race population of Native, Spanish, and African heritage, okay? Mainly. Sometimes Asian, but those three races, Native American, Spanish, and Portuguese, includes Brazilians, and African mixture. They also are many, not all, but many are Catholic, and I'm a Catholic myself, and we don't believe in lowering the birth rate. We believe if we get married, we're supposed to get married and have sex, even outside of sex, marriage, excuse me. Get married, have sex, and make a bunch of babies is before multiply. Okay, so to kill a baby or lower your birth rate. That's gentrification. That's genocide. And a lot of Africans in the community been practicing that along with, and I started to see about the welfare state. They see me, LBJ had by taking the men, the brothers out the home, and the women take that. I think LBJ had that design as well, and so did Rick Nixon. So y'all didn't look at these two people. If Rick Nixon and LBJ was friend with H.L. Hunt, who was giving money to the Nation Islam, they had in design to cause integration to be in turmoil like we have Trump today. But as I bring this up, I had to bring this up and not hold this back because the idea, and no wonder the black nationalism, famous celebrities like Muhammad Ali, and was trying to preach that narrative. He didn't go. No, let me tell you something. He did not go on the war to fight the white man's war because he was an agenda. That too, but the agenda was I'm going to join an organization to stop my people from being free, so they will not intermarry, they will not have freedom and equal rights like white people, whatever. I'm gonna do everything to suppress them. That's why he was allowed to say all the racial stuff he said before he had the Parkinson's disease and later on changed his life. Because now he remember next year, be 20 years, 10 years, excuse me, of him going to Ireland. Because one of his great grandparents was an Irish man who married a free black woman, and that's how his family came through. So Muhammad is also part Irish, and when he was in Ireland, them Irish then say, "Oh, one drop, oh you black, you're a nigga to me." No, it was a bunch of white people that went to Ennis Ireland, and they gathered around and they was happy to see Muhammad Ali. So that debunked all that one drop ism that y'all say all white people see one got black blood. That's those who fit your doggone stupid narrative, folks. That's when you fool with the ones who you don't want to fool with those who against. Remember, everybody different. Everybody have their own opinion individually. Okay, some people agree with it as a group, some agree with it individually. It doesn't matter, whatever. But when it comes to this, look at the three factors: H.L. Hunt, Klan member, white supremacist, anti-Catholic as well. And also evangelical. Like I said, I always be suspicious. And I noticed that the evangelical white, that's ever become in the hood a lot trying to recruit people. Oh yes, I want to talk to y'all. I said y'all please. I said no, we here. No, I'm not here to talk to y'all. Go. I know we. I mean, rules is unchristlike, but I don't believe a person teaches scripture. Okay, I'm with Saint Peter's verse, Saint Peter chapter 1, verses 20 and 21, and also the third chapter 15, 17. If you're coming, remember also St. Paul said, don't invite a false teacher to your house. Okay, that's exactly. I believe in that. Okay, it's not saying you can't find someone who's unbeliever. It really, I have a mutual agreement. Disagreement. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about those whose agenda is to control you. And the Jehovah's Witness, I had an African man who from evangelical knock him on. I started reciting that verse, St. Peter's verse. Y'all, that man left, and I ain't heard from him since. You see what I'm saying? Their agenda is to control the mindset. So, and I'm not saying it's good white people who don't know. There are some good, but there are those whose agenda is to control the hood, the ghetto, and they probably part of the doggone drug thing, pretending they not. Oh, I have a lot of suspicions on that. Yes, I do. So one time, one white man coming out my door, and even I said, "No, man, I'm not interested." And I said, "So loud, they ran like a bunch of roaches." They sure did. You not coming to my house teaching another gospel in my house. Okay? This is not my grandma's house. Okay? I don't live under the wolf and she clothed him. Okay? So point is, you're not coming to my apartment with that mess. No, I know I've been through that mess. I seen y'all use religion to back it up. Y'all get my point? So that's why I don't believe in that mess, especially, and that's why that when Trump won, that you had a brother who's a Baptist was upset why that he's a minister why he's on I think Roland Martin why so many white evangelical because that's what the idea was. See, when Martin King was fighting as a Baptist, you had Jerry Falwell and you had what's the other guy, Pat Robertson from 700 Club, going against this man and probably called him on top of niggers. Their agenda was to take that culture back to, and they've been doing that for years. Remember when Clinton was president, he no good either. But that's when you saw the more anti-Catholicism. I mean, I never heard so much. When I became Catholic in 1993, I didn't. It wasn't anti-Catholicism. That's all I saw a few times. But as I got older, approaching 2000, before Bush became president, You saw so much anti-Catholicism. You know what I'm saying? People twisting scripture attack the faith, acting like H.L. Hunt about Kennedy. Okay, this was 20 some years ago, and I thought, and I used to listen to the evangelical when I got attacked by one who became gay, who was Hispanic, who former Catholic, and because I met him back in 2013, he gay now, really, but back in 1997 and 8, he was all extreme, born again. Okay, weird, but the truth of the matter is, what happened is, and one of you was staring at me besides trying to voodoo me with your foster. Leave me alone. And the point is, I used to listen to K is a K O K. Oh Lord, y'all don't talk about that station. K whatever 10 something whatever back in 2000 back in 1991. 97, right before Princess Di had passed away, and what's the other Versace, okay? And I was 17 going on 18 that summer. And I never forget, I was like, these folks sound the way they talk. They act like it was for African Americans, but you can tell behind they wasn't. They even lie on AT&T saying it support same sex marriages, and they were saying all that. They were saying that, yeah, they were saying all that. Okay, there was also, complaining about Disney. Yeah, there's some bad things in Disney, but they exaggerate so much stuff about Disney. Yeah, Disney all that good, but don't forget Walt Disney was a racist too. You don't forget about that. Walt Disney was a racist. This is during time when it was a lot of they had gay days, and everybody had gay days, which was understandable because when gay folks would go to Walt Disney, they would get harassed by other folks there. So they had days for gay days for Disney. And this is when Ellen had came out the closet. Okay, I'm in Oprah Winfrey. Okay, I don't forget them days. And so in Marilyn Manson and folks were scaring folks. Here we go, using the media to propaganda to scare people. The world coming to an end. You must be saved. All in salvation. Didn't Jesus say, "Excuse me, the Lord ought to go to heaven"? Okay, in Matthew 7. Come on now. Hello. Your Lord ought to make go to heaven. Okay, thank you. So, and they were talking bad about the Catholicism. And what it was is a written unusual suspects with Carl Keaton from Catholic Answers. But back when I was 2021, the reason why this income is because the population is growing. You have more immigrants from Latin America, Africa, Asia, even Europe coming to this country, and they mostly are Catholic. They overthrew the Protestant population. Okay, so the culture changes, and all that strict Protestant and misinterpretation of Scripture that they've been doing for years is going to be debunked. So that's what H.L. Hunt was talking about back in 1960 about Kennedy, the communism and doing the Catholic faith that he fought. Even though he wasn't faith, because I know he was sleeping with Marilyn Monroe. I know about that, okay? But in his Christ heart, like many of us do have, we're not perfect. His mission was to help African American people be free and be not in Jim Crow and not be part of this probably be in. Also his wife was part black as well. Now her family tree, she ain't like no sister, but she had her family tree, and that's the whole reason why they had threats to kill this man. He was gonna stop, so they got H.L. Hunt, who supplied of the who was a part of the Ku Klux Klan and actually support of the white Anglo Protestant belief system down there in Dallas and Fort Ward. Also, by East Texas very racist and very redneck because he was the head billionaire, excuse me, of the oil industry in East Texas. A lot of white racist people who control all are part of East Texas. And trust me, I know East Texas is racist. East Texas, way before H.L. Hunt, East Texas has all been racist. I'm gonna be real about my geology on my daddy's side. Okay, I'll mention the last name. But I sometimes speculate Pimp C from UGK is my cousin because the last name is. Yep, okay. In Polk County, my third grandfather on my grandmother's dad's side, Big Mama's maternal grandfather from Alabama, shot a white man's head off back in those days, and they had to come to Houston. That's how I know East Texas is very racist. Okay, I've been to East Texas and never, but I know it's racist. Especially if you have to run to come to Houston, to come to Harris County in them days. Okay, now if you know I mentioned last night, said Pimp C. I know Pimp C, the one that got killed. Okay, either I believe he was killed. I don't think that he had that drug overdose in the rap gang or UGK Bombies, a friend. Okay, I do believe in, and I do speculate they were related, even though because that last name is in my family. Okay, okay, you can tell. Let me tell the business up here, but yeah, okay, they had to run to Harris County to get away because they shot a white man's head off, a racist white man. It wasn't just happened he's a white man. No, something happened, and I think the prosecutor, my third grandfather on that side of the family, shot him in the self-defense, and they had to go. I would understand this. No, probably why I don't have that mentality of being scared of white people. Besides, I have white DNA in me, but yeah, and I don't know if he was a mixed black or a pure black because they're all white looking cousins on that side of the family. Okay, yes they are. Cause I never can move out in my great grandmother's house, Big Mama, my dad. I was like, who are these two white men? Those are cousins on that side. Yes, they was of African descent, mixed with white, look white. So I don't know if he was pure white or pure black, have cousins mixed, something like that. And I have a Creole cousin on it because my grandma on my dad's side is not Creole to my knowledge. Okay, but Alabama, they had Creole mixtures like Mississippi, besides Louisiana. They Creole spread out there too as well. But I mean, yeah, no more explains because when I went to Selma, this priest was Hispanic, and I went to do Jubilee, okay, for the March of 2015 in March. That Saturday, they was all looking for me, my crew. I went to Mass. I went to Mass. And of course, Catholic Church are usually immigrant, so we're being in population, and we all children of God, but it was a mixture of all races, mostly African American in descent. We were white and us and white people, and the dude was Hispanic. And of course, I had to include myself because I did not know at the time that I was Hispanic mixture as myself. But he was from Mexico, priest from Mexico. And so I was shocked to see this in his jubilee. One thing I didn't understand why they let all the other churches let the folks use the restrooms. They didn't let nobody use the restrooms in their church. No, they didn't. The Presbyterian church, mostly white, they allow the folks to use restrooms. I mean, use restrooms. And don't forget they went with the Jubilee for the celebration of the summer in 2015. Obama was there that morning, but I missed the ride, and I was overseeing the medication here once again. And I had to ride with him to go to the other steak place down there in Selma, the Lopez, one or two in Alabama. But so that's how I know. And they had Spanish mixture down there too in Alabama and French Creole as well. Now, and I also know a brother who does a lot of history on African, Mexican history, and Afro Latino history, and on the rest of Latin America. And he also mixes Spanish Creole from Alabama, besides Native American and Black. I think he had Irish in him too, but he has Spanish Creole, not French. And so yes, Spain. I'm supposed to think Spain went to the south as well. They were the first European. The Choctaw like I'm mixed with. Their first European contact was from Spain. Okay. Yes. Okay. So understand. Yeah, a lot of folks not know that. That's why some towns got some Spanish names in Alabama and Mississippi. They're mostly Anglo-Saxon. Okay. But yeah, the history. Yeah, told once. Yeah. So that's the point. But yeah. So that's the reason why I say want to immigrate because you know what I'm saying. The the reason why when the white Catholics came from Europe to the South, like the white German Catholics, that's why you have some African people mixed with German here in Texas. They was fighting for it's not no joke. Was fighting for African Americans and people to be free in Texas. But see, with white Catholics who became racist, if because they was getting just like the white Jews, if they were getting attacked for their Jewish or Catholic background, and they want that money that bad, and they're white, they will choose their whiteness and mistreat the people like say Hispanic or whatever are to obtain wealth or money from white society. That's the whole reason why the love of money will all evil. Okay, that's the reason why. Okay, because we have Bill O'Reilly. Okay, he knows that's what he does on that is against his faith. Okay, come on. Okay, so it's Sean Henley. You know what I'm saying? Henley, whatever his name is on Fox News. Okay, so what it is in Fox and Fox News, the main founder was friends with Nixon in the war on drugs about it was racist. Yes, so understand war on drugs. Nixon, Fox News founder and creator Nixon's friend. Nixon was at the party or the gathering with H.L. Hunt when Kennedy was killed with LBJ. So in Nation Islam, KKK. LBJ, Nation Islam. I'm right. I don't mean a rap song, but that's the whole reason. So y'all see that party together, and when what's name was talking about a burning house, he was talking about LBJ. I believe that. No, I believe that, and everybody believe that LBJ was behind Martin King being killed. So that's the reason why we have this problem. Getting to do some investigations, okay? But that's the reason why. But that white woman in that video, y'all, I'm telling you, she sounds just like Tomi and Lahren. And the town I'm from Dallas. I thought she from Montana. I know she from Lahren. I mean from Dallas. She lived down. Whatever it is, I'm gonna look more research about her. Anyway, y'all, bye bye. Have a nice day.